Before we continue with today's review, we have a short tribute to the passing of one of the most beloved actors of our time, Robin Williams, who has just passed away. Throughout my life, I have always loved movies, especially comedies. When I was young, there was one animated film I loved, and that film was Disney's Aladdin. The character from that movie I loved was Genie, who was played by Robin Williams. Williams has passed away. He was an actor, writer, director, and comedian that fans, including myself, have cherished for many years. He did a variety of movies, ranging from Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji, Good Will Hunting, and many other films to be remembered. He also did many stand-up specials on TV, and was known for his imitations, which was what made him receive such a positive influence. Even though this tragic event has happened, there is a quote of his to live positive to, and that is, "No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Welcome to SHAYOUMI. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and to be honest, this film was fairly mixed, but before we get into that, I have a small synopsis about it to make you wonder if you're going to see this crappy movie, or if you're not. A group of mutated warriors face off against an evil kingpin who wants to take over New York. To be honest, I have loved the movie as a kid, but why would you adapt this? There's already been so many adaptations. It hasn't really been an enjoyment for me. I was just sitting there going like, what am I doing in this film? Is this Cartoon Network or something? How'd you feel about it, Nate?
Well, I thought that was very boring. I liked the previous movie of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that was made in 1980 or 1990, whatever it was. I'm just not sure if I liked it or not.
But when you say you're not sure you didn't like it, kind of thing, I just have a question. What do you think of the acting? Because the acting, to be honest, it had a sense of humor most of the time, but half the time it was just relying on being, irreverent or ridiculous, and just, it cared about the typical humor where it's like, oh, turtles want pizza, all that garbage. But in the end, I feel like it was being repeated.
I thought the acting was very good. I thought that April O'Neil did a really good job.
Okay, I agree with April O'Neil being a good character. Well, that's because it's Megan Fox from Transformers, but you said, when you say the acting is good, you mean the other people are doing good in the acting of this film?
I thought all the turtle people, I thought they were okay. I mean, it was all over the place.
All over the place. I agree with you, especially with the choreography, because the choreography, in a way, it was spectacle, but then it's just all happening out of the blue. The opening didn't really have a good attention grabbing. It opened up like a comic book, but really, there should be a whole different opening. When you want a Marvel movie, there needs to be some kind of intro to this new setting. With this movie, it was oh, comic book, who cares? I just want some good superhero movies. What's wrong with Hollywood now? Do they care too much about action, where they don't focus on a plot line? This is probably where independent films are becoming better right now, in most cases. But Nate, with the storyline, I'm probably going all over the place here right now, but how would you feel about the storyline? Because I just feel like it was rushed and that's probably why it was so short. They cared too much about action and then not much plot development.
I didn't think there was too much focus on the plot of saving New York City. I thought that you made a good point that it was comic book right at the beginning, and then during the whole movie it had nothing to do with the comic, and it just kind of led you to the wrong impression.
It's very unorthodox, and plus the fact that the evil plan is to shoot toxins in New York. When is there a new plan for an attack? I feel like I've always been seeing shooting toxins in a variety of other movies. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen Batman Begins before Dark Knight. That guy's planning to shoot toxins into the city. And a bunch of times, There's been like spy movies where there's planned to shoot toxin in the city. But first off, why would you want to shoot a toxin in most cases? Okay, like, are you really that desperate to kill a bunch of people? Literally, it's like, in most films, it's like the enemy just wants the whole world to themselves when they plan on killing millions of people. It's an overrated concept that is repeated, but this one is ridiculous given that it's mixed with turtles, so the absurdity is like the heroes trying to fight off something even though they're just animals, literally. It's like someone wants the whole city to themselves when they do that, but then it's like, do you not realize what would actually happen if you did that in real life? You wouldn't even get away with it. But I'm probably going over the top bringing real life into this, because this is not going to happen in real life. This is fictional. It's a repeated concept in New York is overused in many films. And for a film like this had no press from the really beginning. This is just a ridiculous movie. And to be honest, if anything, I'll probably just watch Transformers 1 with Megan Fox again, because that's where she actually is awesome, but I can see why she left, though. What did you think of Will Arnett in the film? Will Arnett was the other journalist, the quirky, nerdy guy kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're probably forgetting, because given how much we felt the movie lacked, we were just sitting there looking at our watch. And when you look at your watch, that's a sign that the movie's not good, to be completely honest with you. So if you're looking at your watch, better start thinking of the negativity you're going to say about that movie.
Because there will be a lot of it.
I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure I would say the quote, like Roger Ebert said when he reviewed the movie North, as it entitled his book, I hated this movie. And this was probably one of the ones I really did hate. Had some action to it, but I just felt like too much for little kids, in a way. Like, when I want a Marvel movie or a superhero movie, I actually want there to be more violence, because I just feel like that's the part of Hollywood. Like, to make a really good film, you need to spice it up a bit, literally, kind of thing.
I don't think a kid would understand that movie. I don't think that it was very appealing to a kid audience.
You mean as if, like, it wasn't appropriate?
I just feel that it wasn't understandable for a kid. You know, like a kid that was,
like,
I don't know,
oh, yeah.
12 years old. I think it would be very complicated.
Oh, Daddy, what do we do? There's turtles. I want to make people turtle now. Let's improve a chemical in it and make them born, which is something that can never happen.
Yeah. I think they would just be confused and...
I even remember kids walking up like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to be a turtle. That's what we all think, but this is society, people. It's a myth. We're not Mystery Science Theater or anything like that, but to be honest, I just feel like when you make the focus of this type of film on little kids, it's just gonna mess their mind, literally. They're gonna become obsessed.
Do you want a 6-foot turtle?
Why 6 foot?
Because that's what they were in the movie.
Yeah, but they were
6 foot tall.
Yeah, they were 6 foot tall, but did you do your measurements? How did you feel about a rat being the leader, literally, which is Splinter? Because that's been the concept for years. I saw that coming, but I feel like that added a little bit of humor, but I kind of argue the fact that it's a rat, because when you see a turtle and a rat, literally...
It doesn't make sense.
The rat is faster.
Mm-hmm.
The turtle would just hurtle in its shell, kind of thing.
I just find it hard to believe that a rat and a turtle would get along.
That's because they're all born together, definitely.
Why do they always use New York? New York, New York.
Because New York is really big. It's like amazing. There's Times Square. There's all that fun jazz. There's Broadway. Okay, we get it. You can incorporate a smaller city. I feel like if it was a smaller city, there'd be a limited places to go for hiding. That would make a film more suspenseful. Literally, in most cases. I know I'm probably saying literally a lot, but this was literally a horrible movie. So there's my last term of saying literally. So people, really think before you see this movie. Don't get your hopes up. I know you Marvel fans are probably going to see it, but I'm not going to be that negative about it. Because in the end, and I probably said in the end again, so I'll end it on a clear note. It may have some entertaining portions, but in the end, it's just like watching Cartoon Network. I think if you really want a violent film, go watch something like Watchmen on Blu-ray, because that is a Marvel movie that I actually hail to entirely. Now let's watch some more good movies now. Shayumi Denied. Thank you for watching another episode of Shayumi. You can also find us on our blog at shayumi.wordpress.com. And either on the blog or our YouTube page, write anything you'd like. You can say what you think about certain movies, you can ask a question, or even mention ideas, or if you have any feedback, please let us know. From now on, I'm Tarek Fayoumi.
And I'm Nate Shawen.
Go watch a good movie, everyone.